एवं वित्त मंत्री भारत सरकार माननीय श्री पी चिदम्बरम जी, हमारे गुजरात के एआईसीसी इंचार्ज सीडब्ल्यूसी मेंबर रघु शर्मा जी, गुजरात प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी के जुझारू अध्यक्ष माननीय जगदीश ठाकुर साहब, तमाम जीपीसीसी के वरिष्ठ नेतागण, प्रवक्तागण, सबसे पहले मैं निवेदन करूंगा हमारे प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष माननीय जगदीश ठाकुर साहब माननीय चिदम्बरम साहब का स्वागत करें। मैं निवेदन करूंगा राठवा साहब से कि सीडब्ल्यूसी मेंबर हमारे प्रभारी रघु शर्मा जी का स्वागत करें। बाकी दो तीन स्वागत आप करो।
હું માનનીય પ્રદેશ કોંગ્રેસ સમિતિના સન્માનીય કાર્યકારી પ્રમુખશ્રી અને ઉપપ્રમુખશ્રીઓને વિનંતી કરું કે સ્ટેજ ઉપર પધારે। સાથે સાથે હું વિનંતી કરું છું ભાઈ હિરેનભાઈને કે સૂતરની આંટીથી પ્રદેશ પ્રમુખશ્રીનું સ્વાગત કરે। હું વિનંતી કરું છું હેમાંગભાઈને કે વિપક્ષના નેતા માન્ય રાઠવા સાહેબના સ્વાગત માટે આમંત્રિત કરું છું। પ્રદેશના સન્માનિત પદાધિકારીઓનું શાબ્દિક સ્વાગત કરીએ છીએ। સાથે સાથે અમદાવાદના શ્રી બાલામુરુગન દેવસ્થાનમ ટ્રસ્ટના ટ્રસ્ટી શ્રી સોમસુંદરમજી, એમને વિનંતી કરું છું કે શ્રી પી ચિદમ્બરમજીનું સ્વાગત કરવા માટે આમંત્રિત કરું છું। પૂર્વ વિસ્તારનું ખૂબ મોટું ધાર્મિક સંસ્થા છે, જ્યાં ખૂબ મોટા પ્રમાણમાં માત્ર દક્ષિણ ભારતના જ નહીં પણ સ્થાનિક ગુજરાત અને અલગ અલગ પ્રદેશના લોકો પણ ખૂબ દર્શન કરવા પધારે છે। તેવા મંદિરના ટ્રસ્ટીશ્રીઓને હું વિનંતી કરું છું કે માન્ય પી ચિદમ્બરમજીનું સ્વાગત।
So these are the people from South India. They want to welcome you. They are residing here for a long time in a traditional way. So these are the trustees of Shri Bala Murugan Devasthanam Trust. Now I would like to request the media team to welcome Shri Chidambaram Sahab. So this is a small token, a charkha from the media team side. सम्मानित सभागार में उपस्थित सभी विभिन्न वर्गों से आए हुए, प्रोफेशनल फील्ड से आए हुए गुजरात के सम्मानित व्यापारीगण, सम्मानित सीए गण, वकील भाई साहब, तमाम अलग अलग क्षेत्रों से आए हुए शिक्षाविद सभी का गुजरात प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी इस सभागार में, इस प्रांगण में आपका स्वागत करती है। मैं आप लोगों को आज के कार्यक्रम का संक्षिप्त विवरण देना चाहूंगा। आज हमारे बीच में एक पूर्व मंत्री और उनके साथ साथ एक भारत के बहुत बड़े अर्थशास्त्री हमारे बीच में आए हैं। यह हमारा सौभाग्य है। हम लोग अलग अलग फील्ड में जो भी प्रश्न इंटरेक्शन के एंगल से आपके मन में आता है, कोई विषय, उसको हम बहुत ही डिसिप्लिन्ड वे में 1 बाय 1 रखेंगे। मैं मीडिया टीम से निवेदन करूंगा कि दोनों माइक लेकर आप लोगों के बीच में चले जाएं और छोटे छोटे सवाल, कोई भाषण हम नहीं देंगे, जो छोटी बात अपनी संक्षिप्त में रख सकते हैं, जो चाहे राष्ट्रीय मुद्दा हो, गुजरात का हो, मेन फोकस हमारा गुजरात पर रहे। कोई समस्या आपको लगती है जिसके बारे में हम चिदम्बरम साहब से ज्ञानवर्धन कर सकते हैं। हमारे बीच में आज हमारा सौभाग्य है कि प्रेस के सभी साथी भी हैं। हम प्रेस के सभी साथियों का भी तहे दिल से आभार व्यक्त करते हैं और उम्मीद करते हैं कि इस आने वाले चुनाव में हमारी ये जो परिसंवाद वार्ता है ये बहुत सफल रहेगी और गुजरात की जनता के हित में रहेगी। अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा हेमांग जी से, हिरन जी से कि आप लोग वहां पर सभी के बीच में चले जाएं। उससे पहले मैं प्रदेश अध्यक्ष महोदय से निवेदन करूंगा कि वो 2 शब्द सभी के बीच में रखें। माननीय जगदीश ठाकुर जी।
આપણા સૌના આદરણીય સમગ્ર કોંગ્રેસનું ગૌરવ, દિગ્ગજ અર્થશાસ્ત્રી, દિગ્ગજ વકીલ અને દેશની કોંગ્રેસની સરકારમાં વિત્ત મંત્રી તરીકે, ગૃહમંત્રી તરીકે જેમણે યશસ્વી કામ કર્યું છે, સમગ્ર દેશમાં વેપારી આલમ, ઉદ્યોગપતિ અને સમગ્ર વિશ્વના લોકો સાથે વિચારોનું આદાન પ્રદાન કરીને કોંગ્રેસમાં એવા વ્યક્તિત્વો છે કે જે વ્યક્તિત્વથી કોંગ્રેસ નિખરે છે અને દેશ બને છે, એવા આદરણીય મુરબ્બી चिदम्बरम साहेब, अपना लाडीला इंचार्ज डॉक्टर रघु शर्मा साहेब, अपना कांग्रेस विधानसभा पक्षना नेता सुखराम भाई, आलोक जी, अहिया मान्य जीतू भाई, कुलदीप शर्मा साहेब, पंकज भाई पटेल, बेमल भाई शाह, पंकज भाई शाह, यूनुस भाई, स्टेज पर विराजमान कांग्रेस नो मावड़ी मंडल, વેપાર અને શિક્ષણ ક્ષેત્રે જે કામ કરી રહ્યા છે એવા આપ સૌ મહેમાનો, આપની અને ચિદમ્બરમ સાહેબની વચ્ચે વધારે નહીં રહેતા હાર્દિક સ્વાગત ગુજરાત પ્રદેશ કોંગ્રેસ સમિતિનું ચિદમ્બરમ સાહેબનું કરું છું। અને જે આ રાજીવ ગાંધી ભવનમાં શિક્ષણ, વેપાર અને ગુજરાતને આગળ લઈ જવા માટેની ખેવના રાખે છે એવા તજજ્ઞો, એવા બુદ્ધિજીવીઓ જ્યારે રાજીવ ગાંધી ભવનમાં આવ્યા છે ત્યારે ગુજરાત પ્રદેશ કોંગ્રેસ સમિતિ વતીથી આપ સૌ મહેમાનોનું સ્વાગત કરું છું। ગુજરાતનું પ્રદેશના નેતૃત્વને સ્વાગત કરું છું। આપ સૌનું પુનઃ સ્વાગત। જય હિન્દ, જય ભારત।
मैं निवेदन करूंगा हमारे बड़े भाई माननीय रघु शर्मा जी से। अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा दोनों प्रवक्ता हमारे माइक लेके चले जाएं और कुछ सवाल हमारे पास ऑलरेडी राइटिंग में आए हैं, उनके ऊपर भी ध्यान देंगे। So the main questions are related to the economic condition, the GST, internal security, and the new education policy also. So let us take one by one, sir. Hiren and Himang, please. Himanshu Patel, he is basically a chartered accountant. Please, Himanshu.
Sir,
Yeah, please
yes.
go ahead.
In CAG report of 2017, Income Tax Department raised notices to the several taxpayer to the tune of 10.45 lakh crores, and out of that only 14,000 were recovered. That means that tax terrorism is increasing since last 7 years in terms of income tax and in GST also. So what your view about this?
No, I don't understand.
Okay.
I mean, I can't offhand answer legal queries without looking at the act or anything. So you ask generally about the economy, but if you ask me specific income tax case or a GST case without the act and without the rules, how do I?
Okay, sir. I asked about the economy.
Generally
When UPA government took charge, at that time, Indian economy was growing that's the 2 trillion economy. In 2007, it was 1 trillion economy. In 7 years, India becomes 2 trillion economy. But since 7 years, Indian economy is grew very less. At present, it is 2.6 trillion economy. Why India not develop at the speed where UPA government give charge to the NDA government at that speed?
I don't think this. Can you people hear what he's asking? I don't think this mic is working.
Hello.
Okay.
No, they are not able to hear what you're saying.
Hello, next.
As I've understood your question,
Yeah.
yes.
Dr. Maheshwari, please. Dr. Maheshwari. Okay, answer.
How is it, this question answer or collective?
Please, sir.
It was his query.
No. Do we answer each question and then move on to the next?
If you want
Yeah.
to answer in the end,
You see, this $5 trillion goal is a bit of a joke. I'll give you a simple example. I have to go from Ahmedabad to Vadodara. How many kilometers is it? 150 kilometers. If I go in a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW car at 120 kilometers per hour, I will reach Vadodara in about 1.5 hours, maximum 2 hours. If I go in the good old Ambassador car at 40 kilometers per hour, I will reach Vadodara. There's no question. I will reach Vadodara. Except that I will not reach in 2 hours, I will reach in 4 hours. So what is this? We are going to a 5 trillion. If the government of India does nothing, we will reach 5 trillion. If the government of India does nothing, if they do nothing, we will reach 10 trillion. And one day we will reach 15 trillion. So that is not a great goal to set. Question is, when will you reach 5 trillion? Will you reach in 2 hours or will you reach in 4 hours? You tell me. If Thakur Bhai says, I will reach in 2 hours, then I will come to the conclusion he's driving a BMW car. If Raghu Sharma says he will reach in 4 hours, I know he's taking a Gujarat transport bus. The point is not reaching Vadodara. Na? You will reach Vadodara. Even if I walk, I will reach Vadodara. So don't be carried away by this 5 trillion joke. Ask the question, when will you reach 5 trillion? They have been saying 2022. Then they pushed it back to 2023. Now the chief economic advisor is saying 2024. Now Finance Ministry Joint Secretary is saying we will reach in 2025. We will reach whether you do anything or not. So this 5 trillion is a big hoax.
Now I will request Dr. Maheshwari, he is Ahmedabad Medical Association. Maheshwari sir, please your question.
Sir, yeah. Sir, I wanted to know the facts about oil bond because this government is increasing excise so many times in last 5 years, and still the oil ban amount is remaining almost same. So what does extra money goes to?
We have repeated it and explained it several times. The oil bonds were borrowed by the oil companies on a sovereign guarantee given by the government of India. What does the oil bond mean? The interest will be paid by the government and the bonds will be redeemed by the government. Initially, the borrowing will be shown on the oil company's account, but the interest will be paid by the government, and for the money that is the company's paid, the government will repay. Now we have repeatedly explained most of the oil bonds have been redeemed. We are now in the last 2 or 3 years, and the annual liability of the government is a very, very small amount. I issued a statement, I issued a tweet. I can't locate the tweet now. The amount is a very small amount. And this government keeps on saying, because of oil bonds, we are not able to do this. Because of oil bonds, we are not able to do this. I mean, this is a completely, again, it's a hoax. Suppose, for example, in your family, you take your family to a pilgrimage. There are famous temples in Gujarat. Somnath. You take your family to a pilgrimage. You come back. You have spent about 10,000 rupees. Then your wife comes and says, Navaratra is coming, I must buy a new sari. No. I spent the money for Somnath pilgrimage. Your son comes and says, I must get a new geometry box. No, I have spent the money for Somnath pilgrimage. Now, how many times can you keep on saying Somnath pilgrimage for other things? What is the money you are spending for the oil bond? I have given it out in a statement. It's a very small amount. It's going to come to an end. But that can't explain every failure of the government to meet its other obligations.
Sir, the next question is from Mr. Devushi Shah. He is from the business community, and his question is basically focused on GST and MSMEs. Devushi Shah.
सर नमस्कार, वेलकम टू गुजरात सर। हमारा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जब हमारी गुजरात में 27 साल से बीजेपी की सरकार है और छोटे छोटे जो बिजनेसमैन है उन्होंने इनको बहुत सारे वोट देके पास्ट में सिलेक्ट किया था, मगर इन्होंने इन पे मनगढ़ंत जीएसटी लगाया, मनगढ़ंत मिक्स मैच टैक्सेस लगाए। आज छोटे व्यापारी के लिए गुजरात में कोई काम नहीं है। बड़े बड़े बिजनेस टाइकून को ये लोग जान लेते हैं और छोटे व्यापारी के लिए कुछ नहीं है। तो सर मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूं कि गुजरात के लिए छोटे व्यापारी के लिए हम क्या करेंगे सर, प्लीज।
See, the small and medium enterprises, what we call MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprises, were hit by two things. One, demonetization. Today is the 6th anniversary of demonetization. I don't know how many of you remember. They said demonetization will make cash in circulation, will restrict cash in circulation. This is noise. Practice. Please switch off this mic system. Please switch off the other mic system. It's creating noise. On the date of demonetization, the total cash in circulation was... What is this noise? Why don't you switch it off? On the day of demonetization, the cash in circulation was 17 lakh crore rupees. Today it's 31 lakh crore. Therefore, demonetization did not reduce the cash in circulation. That is another story. No. This is too much noise in this mic. What kind of a mic is this? Every time you speak, this only makes noise. Now, what happened was, as a result of demonetization, a large number of micro and small industries closed. And they never recovered. Take Tirupur, for example. There were 5,000 small enterprises which were doing job work for the major knitting factories. Tirupur is a center for hosiery. You know that. They make innerwear, outerwear, and export. It's a huge business center. All the small jobs, stitching a button, stitching the hem, adding a tassel, all that was done by small enterprises employing 3 people to 10 people. They were the micro and small enterprises. There were 5,000 such units in Tirupur. After demonetization, they came down to 500 units. 4,500 units closed down. It is so all across India. So the first big hit was demonetization. Those who survived were hit by the pandemic. Now we pleaded with the government. What they need is credit at maybe not zero interest rate, but at very low interest rate. Because unless they give credit and they can survive, once this pandemic is over, this pandemic will be over someday or other. It can't continue for 100 years, 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years. The pandemic will be over, a vaccine will be discovered, pandemic will come under control. Therefore, allow them to survive by giving them credit. Allow them to, accounts should not become NPA. The government did not listen. They did not put a moratorium on declaring MSME accounts as NPA. They should have directed the banks. If I was there, I would have directed the banks. You cannot declare an MSME account as NPA for the period of the pandemic. Once you declare NPA, the guy can't do business because no bank will lend him money. Because once the credit history goes as NPA, nobody will lend you money. Nobody will pay your bills. If you're already NPA, if you owe me money for supplies already made 2 months ago, if I'm NPA, why would you pay? You say it's already NPA, let's see. Therefore, the mistake was not protecting the MSMEs during the pandemic. And then credit. The finance minister announced in that installments, 5-6 days installment she announced, 3 lakh crore credit guarantee scheme. Now you know how the credit guarantee actually worked. 3 lakh crore we will give in credit guarantee. Everybody understood it. That means they will absorb 3 lakh crore. They will absorb 3 lakh crore hit on the credit, which means what? All of you are chartered accountants, business people, you will understand very quickly. Assume a 10% NPA on loans, which means 30 lakh crore if the banks give credit. If 10% becomes NPA, 3 lakh crore is the loss to the banks. Government will bear the 3 lakh crore. That is how I understood it. That is how everybody understood it. Everybody understood it. Ultimately, what happened? they only allowed credit of 3 lakh crore. The promised credit was 30 lakh crore. You only gave a credit of 3 lakh crore. If you gave a credit of only 3 lakh crore to 10 lakh SMEs in this country, 10 million SMEs in this country, 1 crore SMEs in the country, MSMEs in the country, what is the credit that they got? Many of them did not get credit and folded up. I go to my constituency. I say, there was a workshop here. What happened? Closed down, sir. There was a bakery here. What happened? Closed down, sir. You can see it all over India. Businesses which were functioning, small businesses which were functioning, were closed down. One because of demonetization, one because of lack of credit. Credit is the lifeline of MSME. See, bills are never paid. If MSME supplies to government, the bill will take 1 year to pay. They say we've got a bill act which says you should pay in for. Who follows that act? Nobody follows that act. Which government company pays your bills? If I appear for a government department, my bill as a lawyer will come after 1 year. Who will pay the bills? We all know government doesn't pay the bills very quickly. It goes through several layers of processing. Therefore, the only way you can keep MSMEs going in this country is to make sure they have easy access to credit, and this government has not been able to do that, and therefore MSMEs are struggling. The first thing to do is you must provide abundant credit to MSMEs.
आपने बड़ी सरलता से बताया कि किस तरह से MSMEs को अगर क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा, मार्केट में लिक्विडिटी नहीं होगी, तो MSME छोटे और लघु उद्योग तो बंद होंगे ही, उसके साथ साथ बेरोजगारी, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट जो है वो एक बहुत बड़ा रूप धारण कर रही है।
सब लोगों ने समझा है जो चिदम्बरम साहब ने कहा, सबने समझा। एक तो कोरोना की मार, एक आपका क्रेडिट।
No, they are not all of them understand English.
देखिए, 3 कारण रहे जो छोटे उद्योग थे उनके बंद होने के, और बड़ी संख्या में बंद हुए। आप उदाहरण अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का ही दे रहे हैं कि 5000 थे छोटे उद्योग, उसमें से 4500 बंद हो गए। तो पहला चीज हुआ कि नोटबंदी, दूसरा चीज हुआ ये महामारी आई कोविड की, और तीसरा चीज कि ये इनको जो फाइनेंशियल मदद मिलनी चाहिए सरकार की तरफ से, जो हमने मांग की, वो इनको नहीं मिली। तो पूरे देश में, गुजरात तो है ही है इसमें, पूरे देश में ये छोटे उद्योगों को मार पड़ी है, ये बंद हो गए।
अब मैं निवेदन करूंगा जंकृत आचार्य जी से। सर, ही इज बेसिकली फ्रॉम एजुकेशन फील्ड।
Yes.
Ji Sarji, my name is Shankrut and I'm coming with my colleagues of Ahmedabad Education Group, which is charitable trust and then working as an association of teachers in Gujarat, Ahmedabad particularly. We have filed a PIL depending upon the Tuition Adhiniyam 2002, which is government and private sector teachers can't do tuitions in Gujarat, but that is not strictly कोई इसका अता पता है ही नहीं, कागज का शेर है जैसा है। और इसकी वजह से गुजरात की एजुकेशन सिस्टम अभी एजुकेशन नहीं, एक बिजनेस बन गई है। PIL में जजमेंट हमें मिला कि ये बंद होना चाहिए। मिनिस्टर्स को और अथॉरिटी को ये आदेश भी मिला कि ये बंद होना चाहिए, लेकिन उसके बाद वही सब कुछ चालू है आफ्टर 6 years। वी वांट टू गो इन सुप्रीम कोर्ट. क्या कांग्रेस हमें कुछ सपोर्ट कर पाएगी? दिस इज माय क्वेश्चन.
आप किस लिए जाएंगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट में? अब बोलो. They have made it.
Tuition. So in the education, the private players are doing more and more. What the Congress will do to protect the rights of the teachers who are working in the schools? Which schools? All the schools, because the private tuition classes are day by day increasing in the Gujarat state. So now there will be a system by which the teachers and all these people who are doing the work in the medical education system, the interests of them, rights must be protected. That is the
No, no,
they have gone to the Supreme Court.
no, they've got jobs. What is the problem? The private tuition, private coaching will increase. How can you stop it?
That is their question.
No, no.
I don't understand the basis of the question. You see, the formal school education is either in the government sector or in the private sector. There are government schools, there are private schools. In government schools, good or bad, the teacher is appointed, there are rules, there are salaries, they are protected. For private schools, as far as I know, all the states have got acts regulating the conditions of service and salaries of the teachers. In fact, if it is an aided school, if it is a government aided school, the government actually pays the salaries of the teachers of even the private schools. Non-aided schools, they have to pay the salaries as regulated by that Private Educational Institutions Act. Now, if you are saying, as I understand and what the translation was, that private coaching institutes are mushrooming and they are a threat, well, frankly, I don't agree. Private coaching institutes will increase if the quality of the education in the schools goes down. If the quality in the schools is good, why would I send my child to the private coaching institute? If I see, for example, there are many schools which have first class education. These happen to be run by Christian missionaries for many years, all over India. Now, I studied in Christian missionary schools, and we didn't have a need to go to a coaching institution because the school itself took care of our education, extra classes, special classes, etc., etc. But if the school education system does not give the kind of education which the child needs, the parent and the child will go to a coaching institute. What is the choice? And these days, it's highly competitive to get a seat in an engineering college or an IIT or an IIM or in a law college today. It's highly competitive. You have to write an entrance exam. You have to write ITG, you will have to write CUTE, you will have to write NEET, you will have to write NCLAT. You have to write an exam. And if the student is not fully prepared to write that entrance exam by the school, the student will naturally go to a coaching institute. If the quality of the school education goes up, the coaching institutions will come down. But if the quality goes down, the coaching institutes will increase. This is the law of nature.
एक और क्वेश्चन है एजुकेशन से ही राकेश परमार जी का ये कह रहे हैं कि ये फेडरेशन ऑफ एकेडमिक एसोसिएशन से हैं कि जीएसटी जो है वो छोटी छोटी रबड़ और पेंसिल और पेन पर भी सरकार ने लगा दी है तो आपका
No, that's rubbish. GST was not intended to be put on pencil, eraser, etc. You saw that girl write a letter to the Prime Minister, 13-year-old girl. She name was Niharika or somebody. Wrote a letter saying, when I asked for a extra, my pencil was stolen by in the school. When I came home and asked for a pencil, my mother beat me. What do I do? I mean, even if that letter does not move the heart of the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, God only save this country. GST was not intended on pencil and eraser and all.
So next question is Mr. Madan Lal Jaiswalji, Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Mr. Jaiswal.
Yes.
सर 2019 में कोरोना आया, उसके बाद ढेर सारे बिजनेसों के अंदर 18-19 महीने तक कोई बिजनेस ना होने के कारण इतना नुकसान हुआ कि जिसकी कोई भरपाई करना मुश्किल है। उसी दौरान लोगों की बैंकों की लोन चल रही थी, उसके अंदर सरकार ने कोई रियायत नहीं दी, इंटरेस्ट के अंदर भी कोई रियायत नहीं दी, तो जिसके कारण हजारों उद्योग आज बंद हो गए हैं। तो कांग्रेस इस बारे में क्या विचार रखती है?
I said so. Please sit down. I said so. You allowed a large number of micro, small and medium businesses to close down, which is the reason for this massive unemployment. If you think there is no unemployment in the country, you're wrong. Just now I saw a statistic pertaining to Gujarat. 3,400 talati jobs. 3,400. 17 lakh applications. 17 lakh applications for 3,400 jobs. Now these are, I'm sure talati qualification must be in this state at least school education, na? At least plus 2 or something, or maybe class 10 or class 12. 12. So 17 lakh boys and girls who have completed 12th standard are without a job. They are applying for a talati job. Why? Because, see, the largest employer in the country is the MSME sector. Largest employer. They employ 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, but you multiply by 1 crore. Then you have 5 crore jobs, 10 crore jobs. When they got closed down or they cut back on their production, unemployment rose to this level. You see, MSMEs have to be revived. And the Congress is very, very clear. In a large country like India, with such massive unemployment, the answer is not only to build big steel mill and big cement plants and big power plants. They are required, I'm not saying so. But they will not create jobs. Take, for example, a power plant today. 1200 megawatt, 2 into 600. 1200 megawatt will today cost 7,200 crore rupees. 6 crore per megawatt. 7,200 crore rupees, roughly. If you spend 7,200 crore rupee, you will create 1,000 jobs. Maximum. Maximum you will create 1,000 jobs. But if the 7,200 crore rupee is made available to the MSME sector, they will create 1 lakh jobs. So we are absolutely clear in my mind, in our mind, that we must provide all the support necessary for micro, small and medium enterprises, which alone will give jobs to 10th standard and 12th standard. A big power plant and a big sophisticated iPhone manufacturing plant won't give jobs for these 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard. Please remember, out of 100 students who enroll, only 25 crossed class 12. 75 stop with class 12. We have to find jobs for them also. So, Congress government will fully support MSMEs to survive, to grow, and to create jobs.
सर रोटी कपड़ा और मकान इन तीनों चीज़ों पे तो कोई भी टैक्स नहीं होना चाहिए, ऐसा आम पब्लिक और सभी लोग मानते हैं। ये जीवन ज़रूरत की चीज़ें हैं सर, तो इसके बारे में। और दूसरा एक छोटा सा सवाल और है, भारत देश के जो करदाता हैं वो टैक्स एकदम राइट टाइम भरते हैं, जो कमाते उसके ऊपर सरकार ने नियम नक्की किया उसके हिसाब से पूरा भरते हैं। जैसे कोरोना की आपदा आई, ऐसी कोई आपदा के समय क्या सरकार की कोई जिम्मेदारी नहीं होती कि उनको कुछ दिया जाए?
During the corona crisis, the government should give some amount to the money to the people who are suffering, who are lost their businesses during that particular period. That is, already you have answered the question.
I've already answered it. Government should have provided. We even said there must be cash transfer to the very poor families during the corona. They should have made cash transfers. But this government left the people to die on their own. Look at the number of people who are marching from Mumbai and Pune and Ahmedabad to Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. They died on the way. That is the biggest migration that happened after 1947. And you saw the bodies on the banks of the Ganga. There's no place even to cremate the bodies. They just left the bodies on the banks. Bodies were floating on the river. Who are these people? They are not the rich people. They are not the people with regular jobs in government or private sector. They are daily laborers and casual laborers, the poorest of the poor. We said cash transfer must be given to the poor. At least the bottom 20% should have got cash transfers. I in fact made out a calculation and showed how much it will cost. Don't give it to all the 100% of the people. The bottom 20% of the people, they should have been given cash transfers. It would not have cost a lot of money. It would have saved thousands and thousands of lives. It would have saved thousands and thousands of families. But this government refused to make cash transfers to the very poor. That is why in Gujarat, the official number of COVID deaths was one number. We did, and I published the numbers. We collected the death certificates issued by all the hospitals in the municipal towns and corporations. Fortunately, in this country, death certificates are still being issued if somebody dies in a hospital. They can't fudge that. So when we collected the number of death certificates, say in Rajkot, Vadodara, Surat, and compared it with the government number, there was a difference, a huge difference of 2:1, 3:1, even 4:1. We published it, and then government belatedly accepted, yes, as the number of people who died are more than. These are the poor people who go to a government hospital, die, a death certificate is taken in the hope that some compensation will come, but it is not reflected in the government records. See, in Corona time, I found that this government did not have a heart. Only a government with a heart will go out to help the poor people.
एडवोकेट साइड से है सर। गुलाब भाई पठान साहब ने बार काउंसिल के मेंबर हैं और इनका सवाल है, मैं दो सवालों को इकट्ठा कर देता हूं क्योंकि समय का अभाव है। सर पहला तो इनका सवाल एसआईटी को लेकर है कि जो मोरबी की एसआईटी बनी है वो पूरी तरह से एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव है, क्या वो उन लोगों को न्याय जस्टिस मिल पाएगा जो सैकड़ों लोग मोरबी में जिनकी जांच चली गई एंड विच वाज कंप्लीटली एक्ट ऑफ फ्रॉड।
What
दूसरा
is this?
दूसरा सवाल सर, दो सवाल है
I'll answer
सर।
this. I'll answer the first one. What is this SIT? Now, I wrote a column on Sunday. It's been published in many languages. We know that no tender was called. Does it require an SIT? You have to simply go to the Morbi Municipal Council and say, where is the tender form? Where is the tender file? If he has no tender file, you come to the conclusion no tender was issued. You don't require an SIT for this.
हाँ वही सर
Number
मेरा
two, just a moment. Why are you in a hurry?
सॉरी
Why are you in such a great hurry? The second question is, did Oreva have the expertise of building bridges and repairing bridges? The whole world knows the answer. Oreva is a clockmaker. Oreva never built a bridge. Does it require an SIT? The third question is, what was the terms of the contract? There was an agreement signed. What was the terms of the agreement? I will tell you the terms of the agreement. It is available. Oreva will spend money at its own cost and collect the fees from the visitors at 15 rupees per adult and some 12 rupees per child for the next 15 years without any interference by the municipality or the government. This is the agreement. Did he spend any money? Now, the fact that he did not spend is the fact that the bridge collapsed. And whether he, now it's very clear he only painted and polished the cable. He did not replace the cable. It was a rusted cable. All that is available. The rusted cable is lying in the water. This does not require an SIT. Who did the work? That also is known. Oreva did not do the work. One Dev Prakashan company, we did the work. That company has also never built a bridge. Next question is, did he get permission? Did he get a fitness certificate? No, because no government authority says, I gave a fitness certificate. Did he inform the municipality or the government and get permission to open the bridge? No. The municipal council's chief officer says, I did not know he was opening the bridge. The Morbi police says, I don't know they're going to opening the bridge. So what is this SIT? Every fact is known. Every fact is known. You should simply file a charge sheet, send it to a trial court judge and ask them to frame the charges and try the person, and the judgment should come in 1 month. What is there for an SIT in a matter where everything is known? I don't believe in this SIT.
सर इसमें एक फैक्ट और भी है, एसआईटी अभी तक भी जो ऑर्डर आया है वो पब्लिक डोमेन में नहीं, वो सीएम ने किया है, पीएम ने किया है, किसने एसआईटी बनाई है अभी तक ये भी नहीं पता है। एफआईआर में मेन कल्प्रिट का नाम नहीं है, तो पहले स्टेप से ही लीप अप होती शुरुआत। वकील साहब,
जहाँ जहाँ सर एफआईआर होनी चाहिए वहाँ एसआईटी बन जाती है, जहाँ उनके अधिकारियों को बचाना होता है, जहाँ उनके मिनिस्टरों को बचाना होता है। और दूसरा सर सवाल मेरा है एडवोकेट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट के लिए कि सर वो पार्लियामेंट कई टाइम से पूरा प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट, एडवोकेट प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट तैयार है, पर उसको पार्लियामेंट में रखा नहीं जा रहा है। तो हमारी पार्टी का क्या स्टैंड होगा?
आप इसको एक्सप्लेन करो प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट।
एडवोकेट को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए सर पूरा एक्ट बना हुआ है पार्लियामेंट के अंदर। नहीं सर, હું હિન્દીમાં જ બોલી શકીશ। हाँ सर, हिंदी में मैं कह सकता हूँ।
आपको बात करो ना रवानी साहब, एक मिनट सर।
रवानी साहब भी हैं, वो अपना पेला है ना। सर आओ ना।
No, what is advocate? Treat it as a murder case and investigate it.
No, you see the feelings of lawyers amongst the.
Just a minute, sir.
Yes. Yes. Bolo sir.
Throughout the India,
No.
it's a feeling of
He gets a welfare.
the lawyers.
For welfare. He's asking for protection of an advocate.
Protection act नहीं, welfare act बात।
No. He's asking for protection. He's not asking welfare.
Here in Gujarat, the lawyers of Bar Council are carrying on an agitation that there should be a legislation to provide adequate protections to the lawyers of the
What does
Gujarat.
protection mean?
Yes, the protections you see, suppose if the adequate result has not been given to the client, or if the clients are dissatisfied with the judgment which has been received due to services rendered by a lawyer, or the lawyers are attacked by the criminals. In such situations, some kind of the legislation or an order should be made by the government, giving and affording an adequate protections to the lawyer. That lawyer should be provided such kind of protection, such measures.
Frankly, I have not understood this protection.
That's true, sir.
I have not understood this
We also
protection.
don't understand.
See, an advocate is bound to protect the interest of his client
Yes.
and conduct his case diligently. If he misconducts himself, the Bar Council Act is already there. Just like a doctor, negligence, in the case of a doctor, negligence is punishable. Similarly, if a lawyer misconducts himself, that is not paying due attention and diligence to his client's case, the Bar Council Act is there. It is sufficient. You can go to the Bar Council, somebody can go and complain that this lawyer did not protect my interests correctly, and the Bar Council will issue notice to the advocate, he can defend himself. Those cases are rare and very few advocates have been punished.
No, these happen.
The other question is physical attack on the advocate.
That's it.
But physical attack on the advocate is treated as either injury or grievous hurt or murder or culpable homicide not amounting to murder. It will be treated as an IPC offense.
That is
See,
true, but
murdering an advocate or murdering a non-advocate is murder. It will be treated as under the Indian
true,
Penal
sir.
Code. So what is this protection? Sorry. For example, Raghu Sharma ji talked about welfare. Create a welfare fund. That I understand. But this protection I'm not able to understand. Maybe it is my inadequacy, but I'm not able to understand this protection.
we
Act.
are also to an extent not clear on that subject of affording protections. But the Bar Council had initiated the agitations for having a law affording some kind of protections to
See,
the lawyers.
doctors are being attacked in hospitals. The patient dies. The family attacks the doctor. No, that will be treated as an IPC crime, na? What does it protect against? Please read it. What does it protect against? Agar. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
जेनी ठूमर महिलाओं की तरफ से 2 सवाल सवाल इनके मुंह पर हैं। पहला सवाल कोरोना का मिसहैंडलिंग और दूसरा महंगाई कि महिलाओं के ऊपर बहुत महंगाई की मार पड़ रही है। गुजरात में अगर हमारी सरकार आती है कांग्रेस की तो हम क्या करेंगे?
Sir, as Alok Sharma ji has said, I have two questions. First of all, as we are on election going state, तो कोरोना में जो mishandling हुआ, people died, as you said, कि death certificate they have issued, but there are so many death certificates in hundreds or thousands that they haven't written that this death has occurred by the corona. So first of all, to those families, how we can give some commitment or how we can give some, I don't know, something to say that we are here as a Congress to protect you if we'll come in power, as Rahul Gandhi ji has given us the commitment that 4 lakhs rupees we will give to the corona, the person died in corona after coming on the power in Gujarat. So how we can, I don't know, how we can say people in Gujarat that सरकार की क्या कमियां रही, गुजरात सरकार की क्या कमियां रही, एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की क्या कमियां रही, एंड हाउ वी कैन डिलीवर, हाउ इफ हम लोग पावर में होते तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं. और दूसरा सर, व्हेन द बेबी बॉर्न एंड द पर्सन डाइज, तो तब से लेके तब तक का हर चीज पे जीएसटी है. दूध, दही, पनीर, छाछ उसमें भी लग गया है. तो उसमें हम क्या कमेंट कर सकते हैं एज ए कांग्रेस, एज ए पार्टी, और एज हमारा जब टाइम रहा था और या तो फिर हम जब पावर में आएंगे. तो ये मेरे 2 क्वेश्चंस है सर.
Free. 12 cylinders?
Sanitary napkins.
See, I cannot add to the Congress's, it's in the manifesto or a list of promises you've already made?
No, 11 promises we have already made.
11 promises have been made. I cannot add to that list of promises. I'm told that among the promises are that they will give 500 rupees per cylinder as a subsidy, that they will give 4 lakh rupees to every COVID death, and they will give some other benefits in the 11 promises. But if they have made the 11 promises, it must be that they have done the calculation and decided that the Gujarat's finances will allow them to implement those 11 promises. There's no reason to believe that those 11 promises cannot be implemented within the Gujarat's state of finances. After all, these promises have been vetted by the Chief Minister of Rajasthan, who's in charge, and Mr. Raghu Sharma, who's Health Minister in Rajasthan. Therefore, I am sure that the people who have drafted these promises have applied their mind, have done the calculations, and have looked into the resources of the Gujarat government, and have consciously taken the decision that these promises must be made and these promises must be fulfilled. All I can assure you is that if we come to power, we will assure and fulfill all the promises.
जब से साहब मोदी साहब ने हावड़ी ड्रम्प किया है, तब से हमारे गुजराती लोगों को न तो जाने का वीज़ा मिल रहा है, हमारे बच्चे को न आने का वीज़ा मिल रहा है, और लाखों लोग अमेरिका में गुजरात के हैं. उसके बारे में अगर अपनी सरकार आएगी तो कितने जोर से ये प्रश्न उठाएगी, और अपने बच्चे को लाने जाने का सुविधा के लिए कांग्रेस क्या सोच रही है?
See, these visas, the word is visa, but it's slightly different. If you want to go from India to America, America must issue the visa. If you want your relative or child settled in America to come to India, Indian government must issue the visa. Wait. That's one. On the first one, the American embassy puts out a statement saying, we are short-staffed, we don't have enough staff, we are processing it, it will take 1 year. I think they have now brought it down to 8 months or so. And then they said, we will try to. We can't do anything about it. If they want people to process the visa, we can give any number of young men and women to do the job. But they will not employ Indians to process American visa, no. They will only have their officers to process the visa. So that we can do nothing. Because the American government apparently is as incompetent as the Indian government. So they can't process a visa application for 1 year. They call themselves the richest country in the world, the best technology, and they can't process a visa application for 1 year. What is it you can do? There's nothing you can do. As far as the Indian government is concerned, if your son or a relative is in America or another country and applies for a visa to the Indian embassy in America or the Indian embassy in Germany or the Indian embassy in Japan, and that embassy takes a lot of time to process a visa, that reflects on the complete incompetence of the government of India. Maybe the Prime Minister and Finance Minister, Foreign Minister, should spend more time in Delhi rather than traveling around Delhi. The Foreign Minister, I think, the Foreign Minister is more days outside the country than in the country. They should attend to that. It's completely wrong. There's no reason at all. There's no reason at all. You see, every embassy in India is authorized to issue a visa. Every consulate in India is authorized to issue a visa, wherever they are. In America itself, we have, I think, 6, 7 offices to issue a visa. I remember I was in America as a visiting officially when Indian embassy officer Shashpavan Singh was meeting me, and he said, I have to go tomorrow to Dallas, Texas, to open a office to process visas. Therefore, we have opened a large number of offices. I don't know why they are not able to process the visa applications quickly. It just shows either incompetent management or incompetent supervision. Somebody in the External Affairs Ministry must take special interest and address the issue of visa so that visas are issued, all right, not in 1 day, 2 days. Visas are issued in 10 days, 15 days. At least visas must be issued. It's not impossible. It can be done if provided you have the technology and the commitment to issue visas. I think visas can be issued in 15 days.
Sir, most 70% economy depend on agriculture sector. But sir, I question most कि no any sector तो MSP purchasing system है, no any infrastructure in Gujarat. Food and Supply Officer of Government of Gujarat who do this work, not special अधिकारी को निमणूक नहीं करते और फूड और सप्लाई ऑफिसर ही इसका नियमन करते हैं. इसकी वजह से ओनली 15% गुजरात गवर्नमेंट परचेजिंग पेडी क्रॉप और अदर क्रॉप्स 85% farmers are grow in APMC and he sell his products below the MSP rate. Second question, sir, government closed the PM Kisan Yojana in Gujarat. तो I promise कि कांग्रेस क्या प्रॉमिस करती है इसके बारे में.
There is no government system for procurement of the grain at the MSP level. That is the main question. Right, MSP.
You see, as far as I know, Mr. Modi does not believe in the system of government procurement and MSP. He does not believe that. That is why he brought the 3 farm laws. The 3 agricultural laws that he promulgated, ordinance and then act, would have effectively killed the Mandi system, would have killed the Agricultural Produce Markets Act, would have killed the MSP system. Because private trade would have entered the picture and fixed the price. He believes that the procurement system and the MSP system and the Mandi system is bad for agriculture. Whereas millions and millions of farmers like you believe that the only protection they have is the MSP system, the procurement system, and the Mandi system. On the one hand, you have millions of people who believe this is the correct system. If there are any weaknesses in the system, they must be rectified. That is millions of farmers. This side, there is a prime minister who does not believe in it. So what do we do? If I say something today, sections of Gujarat will become upset. If millions of people believe in something and your prime minister does not believe in that, I have a simple solution. You have to change your prime minister. But I don't know if I can leave Gujarat by making that statement. The point is, he does not believe in it. What do I do? There is no problem of procurement in Tamil Nadu. Very little problem. There is no problem of procurement in Chhattisgarh. There is no problem of procurement in Orissa. There is nearly no problem of procurement in Punjab. Punjab and Haryana have been procuring wheat and rice for the last many years. But if there is a problem in Gujarat, it is because your government here does not believe in procurement, does not believe in MSP. The power is in your hands. You change the government. My government, the Congress government, believes in procurement, believes in MSP, and we will continue procurement. We will believe in MSP.
Sir, next question. हेता बैंक की तरफ से ये कहती है मैं जब भी बैंक में जाती हूँ, अंदर पैर रखती हूँ तब भी पैसे कट जाते हैं, बाहर निकलती हूँ तब भी पैसे कट जाते हैं.
सर ये जी सर बैंकिंग सिस्टम में जो मिनिमल बैलेंस करंट अकाउंट 10,000 रुपीज़ रखना पड़ता है और सेविंग्स अकाउंट में 1,000 रुपीज़. अब छोटे व्यापारी है उसका बैलेंस 10,000 अगर उसको रखना पड़ता है तो बहुत दिक्कत हो जाती है क्योंकि हमारे वहाँ सिस्टम में पेमेंट्स आते हैं जाते हैं. मेरा अकाउंट था, मैं करंट अकाउंट में हम लोग बिजनेस करते हैं तो 10,000 मिनिमल बैलेंस नहीं रहा, 9,000 रहा. बीच में ये कोरोना की वजह से कुछ बिजनेस नहीं हुआ.
What do they cut if you go below the minimum? What do they cut every month?
एवरी परसेंटेज चार्जेस होते पर मिनिमम 10,000 तो बैंक में रखना.
No, if you go below 10,000, what is the penalty? There is a penalty.
नहीं, 1,000 रुपीज सेविंग्स में 300 रुपीज पेनल्टी. अभी मेरा एग्जांपल है, मेरा 10,000 से कम बैलेंस रहा, 2 साल मेरा बिजनेस नहीं हुआ, 33,000 रुपीज मुझे बैंक को देना पड़ा और फिर मेरा अकाउंट चालू हुआ. तो 33,000 रुपीज उसने खाली 3 साल अकाउंट पड़ा रहा, उसमें उसने काट लिया, तो ये बहुत दिक्कत वाली बात हो जाती है। और ट्रांजैक्शन चार्ज कट जाते हैं। अगर मैंने किसी को पैसा दिया तो भी चार्ज कट गया, पैसा आया तो भी चार्ज कट गया, चेकबुक लिया, स्टेटमेंट लिया, सभी में चार्ज कटता है। खुद का उठाया तो भी चार्ज दो, खुद का डाला तो भी चार्ज दो।
First one I understand. No, not in, only in ATM. Only three. Not in bank. There is no charge if you withdraw from a bank. ATM, three transactions a month, no? Something like that. You see, you remember when we were in power and Dr. C. Rangarajan was governor of Reserve Bank, we started what is known as zero balance account. We said you can start a bank account without any balance. Just go and register. And whenever you get 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, you can put it there. We gave a direction to all the branch managers, open as many zero balance accounts as possible. They opened a large number of accounts. Now these people came and changed the name to Jan Dhan account. Jan Dhan account. Now they are using that Jan Dhan account to punish you. Why should there be a minimum balance? I can understand. I can understand by saying it costs a certain amount of money to maintain an account. But, all right, you keep a minimum balance, encourage the depositor to maintain the minimum balance. But if sometimes it goes below the minimum balance, it's completely wrong to impose a penalty. Yes. In 2019 election, I was speaking in Tirupur in a public meeting. I made a promise. I know that this penalty is being imposed and you are deducting 200 rupees or 250 rupees per month per account. If the Congress comes back to power, we will return the money to you. I made that statement in Tirupur. But unfortunately, we did not come back to power in 2019, and the system is continuing. These are all anti-poor measures. You see, the rich man does not go below the minimum balance. It's only the poor man who goes. The rich man will have 2,500 crore in his account. The poor man will have 2,500 rupees in his account. The poor lady will have 2,000 rupees in the account. Sometimes it may go below the balance, but why penalize? What is the government gaining by this penalty? Is it making crores of rupees? I'll give you a number. 514 companies, mark this number, 514 companies who went to the IBC, insolvency process, their loans worth 5,27,000 crore was written off. 5,27,000 crore for only 514 companies. You do your arithmetic, average was 1,000 crore per company. They were written off. So you can write off 1,000 crore per company. My numbers are absolutely right. 514 companies, 5,27,000 crore. So you write off 1,000 crore from the bank's money for every insolvent company or a badly managed company, and you take away 250 rupees from this lady. So you please understand where this government is, whose side the government is. Is it for the poor or is it for the well-to-do rich and the defaulter?
सर अगला सवाल विद्यार्थियों की तरफ से है, बच्चों की तरफ से। उनका कहना है कि एजुकेशन में प्राइवेटाइजेशन जो हो रहा है, स्पेशली गुजरात में जो मेडिकल एजुकेशन है, वो बहुत महंगी होती चली जा रही है। उसके ऊपर कांग्रेस का क्या स्टैंड है?
See, I don't know about the Congress party stand, whether we have taken a formal stand, I don't know. But I personally believe that education cannot be a for-profit activity. Education cannot be a for-profit activity. There are two areas which I think must be not for profit. Not for loss, but not for profit. Education and healthcare. Early days, government was setting up schools and hospitals. Then private people came forward. But private people came forward with philanthropic ideas, charity. They wanted to start charity, and charities, trusts started running schools and hospitals. Now we have got government, charity, not for profit, and a large number of for-profit institutions. I personally believe that education cannot be a for-profit activity. If you want to enter the field of education, enter. Don't make a loss. Recover your costs. Take your salary, take your expenses, recover the loss. But once it becomes a for-profit activity, what is the result? The result is, in my village, not a town, in my village, there is a public school. Called ex-public school. It's run by a private person. The fees charged per child is annually 1,25,000 rupees. When I was in school, many years ago, I agree, I paid 30 rupees a term. Annually, I paid 90 rupees fees. Today, 90 can become 900, can become 9,000. How can you charge 1,25,000 for education, but people are willing to pay? People are willing to pay because they think that good education can only come from these schools. I think education and healthcare must remain, by and large, if not entirely, by and large, not-for-profit activity. I know what I'm saying may not be very popular, but that is the only way in which the poor people can get proper education and proper health care.
सर, गुजरात के अंदर पहला राज्य होगा जिसमें लगभग 6,000 स्कूल, सरकारी स्कूल
Closed. I know that.
and more than 1,000 girls schools बंद हुए।
That is happening always.
और शायद ये
Civil
आंकड़ा
hospitals
किसी
which
और
were
राज्य में
made
नहीं होगा।
during
माननीय
our
प्रधानमंत्री
tenure.
ने
They're private.
प्रॉमिस किया है कि 3,000 इंग्लिश मीडियम के स्कूल और केजी से पीजी तक लड़कियों के लिए, महिलाओं के लिए
1,25,000 fee for a school education.
As far as medical education, private sector is
But they
concerned.
take capitation fee under the table.
कवर हो गए हैं, लेकिन 2-3 चीजें हम आपसे स्पेशल तौर पर जानना चाहेंगे। खास तौर पर भाजपा जिस तरह से एडवर्टीजमेंट के बेस पर एक माहौल बनाती है, आपने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में भी बहुत सारे आंकड़े रखे और बताया कि किस तरह से ये सरकार जो है घाटे की सरकार और तमाम चीजें इसमें आपने बताई। हम आएंगे तो बहुत व्यापारी वर्ग और बिजनेसमैन लोग पूछना चाहते हैं कि हम गुजरात का इकोनॉमिक मैनेजमेंट जो है उसको कैसे सुधारेंगे? हाउ विल वी इम्प्रूव द misgovernance in economic sector of Gujarat government?
No, I am not an expert on the finances of Gujarat. To what I've seen that, broadly, Gujarat has a very high debt. And it is borrowing more and more every year. At one point, it will be unsustainable. It may appear to be able to pay the interest on the debt. As long as you pay the interest, somebody will lend you money. You can borrow in the market at high interest rates. But it will be unsustainable in the sense that that money will not be available for infrastructure, for agriculture, for education, for healthcare. If you keep on borrowing and you keep on paying more and more interest and committing most of your revenues for interest payment, then you won't have enough money to pay for education, healthcare, infrastructure, welfare measures, you won't have it. So I think the first thing is to put the finances of Gujarat right is to make it sustainable, which means borrowing must be cut down and interest payments must be cut down. The second thing that I would advise a Congress government to follow is to make sure what your priorities are. What are your priorities? We must decide what our priorities are. Is our priority to build a new parliament building? Is our priority? Now come and see that earlier Rajpath, now Kartavyapath. What has changed? Nothing has changed. The same blacktop road, the same lights are there. I can't see any change. When the new parliament opens, we'll see whether there is a change. But in the Kartavya path, I don't see any change. Now you are spending thousands and thousands of crores. I'm told the vice president's house, they are building a vice president's house, and I've tweeted about it. I said Venkaiah Naidu Garu must reject this proposal. The vice president's house is being built for some 265 crore. Now why do you need a vice president's house for 265 crore? Are you building Buckingham Palace here? What are you building? All right, you build a nice house for the vice president. It must be comfortable. 5 crore, 10 crore, 15 crore. Build a house. Why 265 crore? I don't understand. So I would advise the government of Gujarat, if the Congress government comes, decide your priorities. What do you want to spend on? You've got so much money. What do you want to spend on? Spend on infrastructure. All right, so much I will spend on infrastructure. Spend on healthcare, spend on education. Every pie must be weighed and spent, must be measured and spent. You cannot simply spend money on what we call vanity projects. The new parliament is a vanity project. The new parliament is a vanity project. You must spend only on sanity projects, things which are sane. You can't spend on vanity projects. So that is the true advice I will give to put the finances of Gujarat on order. One, make it sustainable, reduce your borrowing, reduce your interest commitment so that money is available for useful activity. Secondly, whatever money is available, prioritize what you want to do and spend on those priorities, not on vanity projects. I think the Ahmedabad-Mumbai bullet train is a vanity project. The flight will take you in 1 hour, and I'm told the bullet train ticket is more or less the airline ticket. All right, speed up your existing trains. If the existing train runs at 60 kilometers per hour, you can always make it 80 kilometers per hour. So vanity projects must be avoided, and we must only spend. See, please understand one thing. We are all here more advantaged people, more privileged people, including me and you. We are better off. We don't go hungry to bed. We have got sets of clothes. We have got enough food on the table. Our children wear good clothes, eat good food, eat fruit, eat nuts, drink milk, eat vegetables, eat chocolates, go to school. But please remember, there are 20% of India is extremely poor. 20% of India is extremely poor. What about Gujarat? Numbers published by government itself show that something like 20% are extremely poor. All right, cut out 20%. 15% are poor. If 15% are poor, that means 1 crore people are poor. Out of a population of a little over 6 crore, 1 crore people are poor. Now what do those poor people want? The poor people don't have 1/10 of what you and I have. But we must help them. That is what government is for. government is for helping the poor people. So I would advise the government of Gujarat, if the Congress government is formed, keep the poor people in mind and address their requirements, jobs, education, houses, water, electricity, so that their lives can become a little better. So these are the three pieces of advice. Sustainable finances. 2, money must be spent after drawing up the list of priorities. And 3, always keep in mind that the bottom 20% are extremely poor and they deserve the help and assistance of the government.
गुजरात प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी के अध्यक्ष भरत भाई भी आए हैं, उनका भी स्वागत करते हैं। पार्थिव भाई से होता कि होता भी माल्यार्पण के साथ उनकी माला के साथ स्वागत।
भरत सिंह
बहुत सारा आज हमें ज्ञान मिला तमाम विषयों पर। चिदम्बरम साहब जो चीजें बहुत अनसुलझी रही उनको आपने बड़ी सरलता से बहुत सिंपल लैंग्वेज में सभी को समझाया। सभी लोग बहुत सेटिस्फाइड हैं और वैरायटी ऑफ क्वेश्चंस जिस तरह से आई वो भी बहुत अच्छी थी। हम सभी का इस प्रांगण में बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं। महिला कांग्रेस सर एक छोटा सा मोमेंटो आपको देना चाहती है महिला कांग्रेस की तरफ से, और उसके बाद में फिर हेमंत रावत जी से कहूँगा कि सभा का समापन करते हुए सभी का धन्यवाद करें। सभी के लिए भोजन की व्यवस्था है, सब लोग भोजन करके जाएं। महिला कांग्रेस स्वागत है।
આપ સૌનો અહીંયા પધાર્યા તે બદલ ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર। ગુજરાત સરકારના ભારત સરકારના પૂર્વ નાણામંત્રી અને પૂર્વ ગૃહમંત્રી માનનીય પી ચિદમ્બરમજી, રઘુ શર્માજી, ગુજરાતના પ્રભારી માનનીય પ્રદેશ પ્રમુખ જગદીશ ઠાકોરજી, માનનીય વિરોધ પક્ષના નેતા ભૂપેન્દ્ર રાઠવાજી, માનનીય પૂર્વ પ્રદેશ પ્રમુખ ભરતસિંહ સોલંકીજી, આલોક શર્માજી, જેનીબેન ઠુમ્મર, આ કાર્યક્રમના કોર્ડિનેટર ભાર્ગવભાઈ ઠક્કર અને સમગ્ર વેપારીઓ, મહિલાઓ, શિક્ષણવિદ, વકીલશ્રીઓ, પ્રોફેસર અને સમગ્ર સોશિયલ મીડિયા ટીમનો આ તબક્કે હું ખૂબ ખૂબ આભાર માનું છું।